pineal gland here is rather important, perhaps, in that communication. But if you challenged any of the dogmas back in this day or that day, and if we challenge dogmas in this day against war or stupidity or ignorance or the theft, the loss of our money, the enslavement of people, the abuse that people have to take, the just ignoring people to death syndromes we have, well, I guess you could be put to death, challenged, incarcerated, or whatever, just like in the good old days. So have we evolved? Have we progressed? Have we changed? Nope. Still the Inquisition. Anytime they want it to be the Inquisition. A couple of stories we didn't have time for last week that are very, very important. The Obama administration is opposing 9/11 health funding. And I've discussed this on the show before. These people basically went into a war zone. We can debate about who created the battlefield to save their fellow human beings at the risk of life. And many died. Many suffered horrible injuries. Just the catastrophic injuries psychologically of losing so many of your fellows is a pretty serious injury. But a lot of carcinogens were released when these buildings fell. The firefighters, the police, the medical personnel, they were just infested with stuff that, you know, would pretty much kill anybody, even healthy ones like theirs. And they're sick, and they're in America, so they don't get health care like we get in Canada. And nobody cares. So the Obama administration turned down the bill that would put up $11 billion over 30 years to care for the growing numbers of people getting sick from their service at Ground Zero and to compensate families for their losses. And then we have to wonder what kind of world we live in. But that's okay. They did find some money to have some war games in the Pacific. They're going to run until February the 11th. We didn't have time to that. Maybe there's something to it. It's called Operation Cobra Gold. Maybe the snake's going to bite us. The Americans are going to boost missile defense in the Gulf, and as I understand it from another article, they're going to put Patriot missiles all over the world. It's too bad they couldn't find a few dollars to give to some of these first responders. But I guess there's a priority list. Kill, kill, kill. And if you can't kill them directly, then just let them die. The U.S. is agreeing on a timetable to the UN gun ban. You see, we did the UN murders in a previous show, too, show you those nice headshots on the little children. Well, the UN wants to pass some kind of international treaty, the Arms Trade Treaty Resolution. Basically what that does, it doesn't do anything to nation states, doesn't stop mass slaughter, it doesn't stop war. We just can't have these future slaves rebelling. You know, like, you gotta like it when they're watching you shower. You have to enjoy it. Maybe put on a little show and tease them a bit. But God forbid that you think you have human rights. God forbid you think the citizen, what is that word? I thought we were subjects. But the citizen is a part of the body politic. It's just the administration, the lackey courts, and the useless morons that serve in senates and congresses and parliaments. That's all. You have no rights. What would ever give you that idea? Well, maybe you read a history book and you learned something about that, because this is what the whole system is supposed to serve, the citizen. The citizen is supposed to be the head of state. The citizen is supposed to be the raison d'etre for why we have government. But somehow that's just edited out in mainstream corporate media. They don't even want you to know that that's the case. But you better learn. You are the fourth level of government. The other three are to serve you and protect you, but not enslave you. You have the right to determine your destiny. You have the right of many, many freedoms to control your body, your mind, and your soul. And you can't ever let them take it away from you. Because the most important thing that a citizen has, as opposed to a subject, being the fourth level of government, is the right to bear arms. The Americans wrote it down, the British didn't. And then after generations they forgot. But the ultimate law on this planet that can never change is the law of the jungle. Might makes right. And if you don't have any might, you can never be right. End of story. And that's why you can't be seduced into these propaganda matrices that try to tell you that you don't have any power, that you're just a vassal, that you're just a subject, that you just have to exist on your knees, groveling for whatever they want to give you. I'd like to see that change back to the way it was before. It was a very peaceful world then in this country. Another really good story making the rounds, of course, is we brought it up right from the very beginning because we were very lucky to get the top-end news on the underwear bomber, about the sharp-dressed man who put him on the flight. And then, of course, they're so big with all their security tapes. You have to have all these security tapes. They had them at the airport. It's just we just can't find the one that has the image of the man escorting the underwear bomber onto the plane. For some strange reason, it got into file 13. But of course, that doesn't stop the American administration from at least admitting that the man exists, because he's being discussed in various committees in Congress. And the State Department is openly saying that they didn't take Abdul Muttalib's visa away because intelligence agents and agencies needed him to come to America so that they could investigate a broader plot. So that pretty much jives with the witnesses who have been shammed by corporate media, the lawyers who saw him being taken away into a private office by the well-dressed man in the suit, and then being put on a plane without a passport. So what possible sense can it make? Oh, that's right, they like looking at your bare ass. So that's why we have to have these airport scanners, so we can disrupt your DNA and turn it into Jell-O to help you die, because that's the ultimate game in the New World Order. And then we can see your bare ass. And don't believe any of that stuff that modern day 21st century computers don't have an ability to save data or to send it. You'd have to be relatively stupid to believe that. But that's the bottom line. We'll see you when you shower. We'll see you when you fly. Because they're going to watch everything. That's just the Orwellian way. Then there's the other just giant story that should be on the front page of every newspaper around the world, because when I was a young man, it was. Someone broke into the Watergate Hotel. A president authorized people to burgle a political office and gather data. And history always repeats. So what do we have? We have the Veterans newspaper, the Veterans magazine, Gordon Duff, staff writer of SAME, reporting same. Senate burglary. CIA domestic black op team arrested for breaking into the office of a senator on the Homeland Security Committee. Caught, arrested, in custody. In the newspaper? I kind of doubt that. It's just not, you shouldn't know that, really. Like, I'm sure there's a movie star that's kind of important that, or maybe we should just talk about our TTC commissioner. He likes girls and he gets around, and there's some good gossip news we can talk about. But burglaring a senator's office? Who cares? So Senator Mary Landrieu's office in New Orleans Federal Building, it's even in a government building. You're not even safe in a federal building. They arrested a Stan Day, operations officer of the Department of Defense Irregular Warfare Program. What the hell is he doing? Burglaring a senator's office in the homeland. It's the homeland, people. But that can happen, you see, because the laws of politically correct do not apply anymore, you see. He could probably smoke dope and watch women shower while he was doing it, while he was arrested in his car with his secret surveillance equipment down the street. Two other individuals, I guess, were doing the little harder stuff, like breaking through the locks and setting up the bugging devices and all that other kind of stuff. And then this chap is affiliated to, certain things here. What do we call this? The Intelligence Community Center for Academic Excellence. Yes, academic excellence, breaking into senator's office. You can't get any better academic excellence. It must be a hard course. And that's at Georgetown University. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And GWU program has similar ties and characters that can trace us to Dr. Hassan, the Fort Hood mass murderer. Well, imagine that. I understand he went to a big high-level conference with all the beautiful people from the Politburo before he was